very nice. And I hope it's nice wherever you are. Today, as features as every Wednesday, I'm joined by the fabulous Guiomar, professional astrologer and psychologist. Fabulous lady, and so much experience, insight, and philosophy into her work. It's just is like she's dedicated all her life to it, and it's she's just amazing with her understanding, perception of things. It's always a wonderful experience having her on the show. Anyway, let's get the show on the road. Let's have a little chat, and yes, let's have some gossip and things like that, and let's see where we go. Okay, so guys, I'm looking. There we are. Just looking for this. Good morning, everyone, and good morning, Eleni. She jumps straight on there and says, hi, everyone, and good morning to you. It's lovely to see so many people come on the show this morning. Good morning, Bernadette. Good morning to you. Hope you're well. And yes, wherever you guys are all coming in the world, please let us know where you are, whether in the UK or the county or wherever you are. It'd be great to see you. Maria. Yeah, so she wants to come and say hello too. She says, hola. That's a giveaway, really. That's Spain, really, isn't it? It's a bit of a giveaway. And yes, and even the producer's saying hello, Elena. Good, brilliant. Yes, I think I meant Eleni. Anyway, never mind. Right, so this morning, good morning to you all. Hope you're all well. Enjoy yourselves out there, and how does it feel with this energy that we're going through at the present time? Is there something mysterious or magical going on? You're thinking, what is this? What is this? Tell me more about this. Well, we will do during the show here. Thank you very much, you guys who have written in regarding your live mini readings. Yes, they'll be coming up later on. And yes, what else do I need to tell you? Ah, yes, guys, don't forget to do this. Ah, good. Annalise coming in through Middlesex there. That's absolutely fantastic and wonderful stuff. Now, I just look at your coffee mugs over there. Yes, I'm just going to just lift your cup up there in a minute. I'm just going to top it up for you. You ready? There you go. Just have some more coffee there. I think we need some. Is that topping up your glass? Fabulous. Well, in the meantime then, I think we're ready to jump on the show, to shoot down the road to a wonderful lady who I'm sure lives under the stars. She looks up at the stars at night, sees them twinkling away and looking at the magic that's coming through. And the philosophy, the theories, the words, the discussions. And, well, I think I better just get on with it really, hadn't I? Anyway, good. Let's go see who's at the doorbell. Yep, there she is. Let's go let in. Let's go see Guiomar there. And good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, everybody.
Always lovely to see you on the show with your lovely smiley face. And lovely to see so many of you people live on the show this morning joining us too. Okay, so yeah, but people are coming in from all over the place, telling where they are. Then you want to say she's from Middlesex. And Bernadette's out there. Hello, Bernadette. Where are you from, Bernadette? Where are you coming in from? Are you UK or are you Spain or somewhere else? Anyway, I better make your name a bit bigger because I have to. Yes, so get down whilst I'm doing my bit and then I get your bit. There you go. Good. How's that? Is that better? Your name looks just to be in the right place now. There we go. Good.
Looks kind of small.
It's kind of small. Okay, well, maybe big.
I don't see it in live time. I see it in retro.
You see it a few seconds later. Okay. So I've been talking to a lot of people this week. And some people are saying here that their lives are going through a lot of transition and change. Some that they can actually put into is say, yeah, these are my plans. This is what I want to go and do. And how my life's going to actually change. They feel they've got some plans. Other people got no plans whatsoever. And yet things are changing in their lives without them needing to do anything at the moment. And what's also interesting here is this discussion that we keep having on the show. I say it sounds like I'm being persistent. No, not being persistent. It's a great energy with this, and that is this theory of just being. Just being,
Yes.
and how to work with this, and where to come in
Yes.
from. Yes, Bernadette, you're coming from Luton. Oh, that's an old haunt. That is. It was used to be my old hometown, and yes. So this energy we're going through right now,
Mm-hmm.
and we're talking about. And I was having a very interesting conversation last night with. A lady came on, her name was Deborah, and she wanted to talk about this theory of just being, getting into yourselves, and just feel this energy and just chilling out and relaxing with it.
Yeah.
The energy now, is it changing or is it still the same? Still got the same philosophy?
Yeah, I mean, the sun's gone into Libra, but it's the same philosophy. It's all about going within and looking for a lot of calmness and accepting the emotions that are going to come up. Because, like right now, like today, we have a Sag moon, and Sagittarius is the sign after Scorpio. So, Scorpio is where we talk about all the cellular memories and all the past ancestral trauma that affects us. But Sagittarius is the sign where we have to integrate that.
Okay.
So Sagittarius and Jupiter work as magnifying glass. Whatever they do, they stretch it, they magnify it, they make it bigger. And by making it bigger, you can make it conscious. So
okay.
Right now the key here is to feel, to connect with your feelings. Like I have the Spacious Tarot, and the cards that came out are the Five of Cups. I'll show you. This is the Five of Cups, which is kind of like gloomy,
like
that.
And back a little bit. That's it. Okay, right, yes. That's it.
Okay, so
I tell you what, I like diagrams like that because rather than actually putting a complete picture, you've got to sort of make it. You work on the symbolism. I love that.
yeah, and the feeling of it. So it's like three broken cups in the front, and then on the other side of the river, there are two full cups. So it's about sadness. It's a dark card. It's a 5, so it's about it's emotions. It's cups, so it's about sadness. It's about being like that. And also this other one, the Guardian of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups, came up again. Emotions.
Yes.
And here's the beautiful, lovely Queen of Cups, which is a fish that is just like minding this lotus flower. So it's about minding our emotions. It's about the stillness and allowing the ripples of emotions go through you and just nurturing and taking care of yourself.
That's a big thing at the moment. I think it's an epic thing that people are going through at the present time. And Ellie says, my emotions are all over the place. This is what we're having to work through, is to actually get these emotions, just as you say, just allow you to go through them. I think we said very early in April, I think sometimes we said here, is to own these emotions and then let them go. Own them, understand them and let them go. And
yes.
Because we don't have to hold on to them and fight what they are. And one of the extraordinary things that we had talked about yesterday as well is the amount of people who throw negativity at us, and then we respond in anger to people's negativity, and then we're holding on to it. But initially, we weren't in a state of anger.
Yes, but the thing is, even though initially you weren't in the state of anger, you cannot find anything in your life that does not resonate deeply within you.
Yes.
So, say for example, you intend to be like happy and free in the future, and you have memories of this anger inside you, but you're unaware of that because you don't identify with that emotion, but you do find it in your external world. Yes. So that in one way or the other, that has to appear in your life. So you can acknowledge it, so you can make it conscious and make a decision with regards to that. So as I was saying, you think you're nice and calm, you're not an angry person, but you do have anger pent up inside. So people that are angry, like, shout out at you. What you have to do then is just like first stop and say, okay, like I've just intended something, like even sometimes we just go, oh, I just, I want to be happy. I want to be like this. I want to do that. And that's throwing an intention out into the world. So into the universe. So universe is going to go, okay, so what's in your body that does not resonate with that? That has to show up because you have to choose to stop resonating with that to be able to, for your body to be able to raise its vibration and match your intention.
It's a subject matter we could talk about for a very long time, I should think, and people will still have questions. We'll still look for answers here because we're very not complicated, but I think we're very complex. We're all complexities and trying to understand ourselves. It's always easy trying to understand someone else. When you're trying to understand yourself,
Actually, you don't have to do that. If you try and understand yourself, basically what you're saying is that I have problems, I have issues, I have to fix them. So the more you believe that, the more you're going to have problems and issues to fix.
that makes perfect sense.
This is how the world works. Like, before, like governments had nothing better to do than to put their focus on terrorism because it was convenient for them. They could sell arms and all that stuff. So it's like, focus on terrorism. And there was a lot of terrorism happening. And now there's no focus on terrorism and there's no terrorism happening. What's going on here?
Yes.
Yes.
So
now everybody's focusing on COVID because everybody's focusing on it. So what happens? It magnifies.
Yeah. And I think, yes, I agree with you. And then become so conscious, although we're saying here, oh, don't listen to the news. But then we become very conscious of it because it goes very subliminal straight into our subconscious, then become aware. And then and then that's the interesting part as well, because I think that's when we start to build up emotions or conflict, but it wasn't from ourselves. It wasn't from within. It's the way we've reacted or allowed something to come in. For instance, such as the news.
Yeah, but remember, Phil, nothing can come in that is not already there.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So it's not about things happening to you. We are not victims.
Yeah, no,
okay?
We're not.
So life is like, focus is like a magnifying glass. So that Jupiter, that Sagittarius archetype, it's like, okay, suddenly, let's say, for example, COVID. Okay, so now everybody's looking at COVID. So what's COVID going to do? It's going to just blow up. And, everything is going to be about COVID. That's what's happening now. So what can we see in that? Well, we can see our frustration, our limits, how our beliefs and our fears are limiting us. We can start valuing what we really want. For example, taking care of yourself, et cetera, et cetera. So it's making us value a whole bunch of things that we like and that we don't like. Mm-hmm. So once you do that, once you put the magnifying glass, you go to the Gemini or the Mercury archetype, which is choose what you want. And choose what you want it's about being aware. It's about making a conscious choice. It's not necessarily about going over there and getting something for you or fighting for something, which, people can do that. It's fine. But it's really not about that. It's about choosing consciously and then, okay, now I choose to focus on what really is important for me and not to focus on what isn't. But first I have to feel it.
And one thing about the lockdown that we had during the March here, I think so many people found themselves there, found a huge light within themselves. A lot of people didn't. And sometimes here you can understand why, because if they're in the catering business or restaurant business, that was going to suffer. But other people here, it's like they found something. They found something in themselves where they never had the opportunity to stop and just go quiet within. And this is an extraordinary time. I think people are really discovering themselves and finding new gifts within themselves here and their true spirit, their real soul. And it's one of the conversations I was having last night with Deborah Jane Sutton is a very interesting one, because she was actually saying here, and we're having a good discussion about this, is that it's not you're going on to something extraordinary, or you're going to be okay, you could talk about the fifth dimension and how we're going on to be more spiritual, but it's more about reconnecting with who we really are, what the soul really is. That's the magic. Nothing to do with being extraordinary. We're just being ourselves.
Yes. So being spiritual is actually grounding your spirituality in your body. It's not just dissociating and disconnecting and going out into your mind and not inhabiting this planet. Yes. So it's the whole contrary. If you really want to be spiritual, you want to bring your own spirituality, your uniqueness into the planet and manifest it in some way.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people are doing that now. A lot of people are doing that.
That's the opportunity we have with all these transits happening this year. But like you were just mentioned about the restaurants, and I think it's funny because the if there's a sign that has to do with restaurants, it's Cancer.
Okay.
Because Cancer, it's about, bringing people in and feeding them.
Yep.
Okay. Also Virgo in a sense, but that's also interesting too if we take Virgo into account. So where is the transit happening archetypically for Cancer? It's happening the big, the conjunction, the Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto conjunction in Capricorn is happening in Cancer's seventh house.
Yes.
So what's Cancer's seventh house? It's the house of others.
Yes.
So this means
think
that
about it as relationships. It's not necessarily just relationships, is it? It is about others, and that could be business people, the people you work with, your customers, everything.
Exactly. So Cancer. So this year, Cancerian professions, which are all those that attend to caring or catering for people, have to really consider, how am I relating to others? Am I being codependent? Or am I really giving something of value and nurturing people from the heart? This would be like in general for Cancer. So Cancerian professions would have to say, okay, I have a restaurant. Okay, have I been codependent up until now? And the answer is probably going to be yes, which means like I've depended like so much on these clients and I have to try and hook them and, that you are my clients. And instead of sharing clients, for example. Yep. Like this doesn't come into people's minds in these type of professions so far. Everybody wants to have their clients, they're mine.
Yes,
instead of creating a community.
Yes.
So if Cancerian professions let go of the need to have a fixed clientele and start creating a community with other professionals of their type of, restaurants, or it could also be like nursing. That's also a Cancerian profession. Doctors, all this type of professions that take care of others. Even building also is a Cancerian profession. So
yes.
if you have one of these professions, if you want to thrive and change, you have to really understand where you're being codependent and how you can open up and relate to others in a different way. So maybe you want to associate with others in a non-codependent way. Maybe you want to outsource, maybe you want to share clients, you want to create a community so people can share, they can go from one place to another, or you want to cater, if we take Virgo into account, you want to cater in a different fashion instead of just insisting in doing things the old way. Because for Virgo, the transit's happening in the fifth house of Leo, and Leo has the issue of, Leo tends to stay stuck in the past. Yes. So when frustration appears, it's because you're stuck in the past. And what you have to do is really understand that you're here to give service to others from what you can do best. So center on how you can reach others instead of centering on how others can come to you, which would be the codependent version.
Now,
of Cancer.
This is absolutely fascinating because some restaurateurs, we'll call them that, I know have actually done this. They've gone out to build a community rather than just relying on people coming in and being their business, because and you can understand, okay, it's very difficult, as just to give you guys some facts and figures out there, Benidorm's got approximately 150 hotels, approximately 150. This year only 10 were open and they're all closing now because of the end of the season. So you can see just how much this affects everybody, and even those hotels weren't full.
Exactly. But it's a model that, I mean, you can say, oh, 2020, like everything was fine until now and everything blows up. No, it was a buildup.
Yes.
And people just didn't react to that buildup. And those who did react to the buildup were able to shift very quickly and react very quickly because it was just like instinctive, automatic. But those who didn't, who resisted the buildup, are those who are suffering. But change is yes or yes. There's no, you can't choose this year not to change. It's not a possibility.
No, You've got
Unless
to
you're
change.
Aquarius and you wait for next year.
Well, they're going to have a bit of a shock next year, aren't they? Because everything's going to start piling into their sign. Very, very interesting. I love this. It's absolutely fascinating. So it is about, guys, about, for instance, we just talked about restaurateurs, but maybe it's something about you guys out there where you're building a community around you. You've changed the way you think. You changed the way you're working. How you're going to work differently with others. And we're not just talking about community this morning, we're just having one particular subject, but just give you a bit of an insight here. But it's one of those years, I totally agree, Guiomar, we cannot do anything other than change. We have to. We have to, or we're being pushed that way, driven that way. And I think it's a big thing we're thinking of. And although some people may say here, oh my goodness, 2020, write it off. No, you've got to look at it as being one of the most adventurous years, inspiring years you could ever imagine. And some people are going to go, what? Well,
Yes.
it's not. You're going to, as soon as you become non-resistant or you come to resist it, you're going to hit walls. You're going to say, I want to write it off. And as soon as you become the person who says, I've adapted to change, you're going to say, wow, now look what we're doing.
See, the funny thing, Phil, is that collectively everybody's been saying, oh, we got to take care of the planet. We want a better world. We have to be more humane. We have to be less war. We have to have less wars, less terrorism, less this, more that. So like we've been complaining or intending a different future for years now.
Yeah.
And so universe goes, okay, here you go. You got it. And it's like, oh, but then does that mean I have to change? Yeah.
And do you know what? One of the most amazing things is the amount of people, and I'm not picking on people at all, but it's just a human thing. People say here, oh, I want to change my job. I want to change my life. I just need everything to change in my life here. Bernadette, thank you very much indeed. Glad you're liking this. And people say, want to change their lives, want to change their jobs, want to change everything, change their relationships. And then things come up to change. They say, okay, here's a new job. Yeah, no, I'm not sure if I want that. I'm not sure if I want this. Suddenly people become resistant. And I think this is some of the stuff which is going through this year that maybe is a very dynamic year. And then we used to do this. Yeah, I'll put your little
yeah.
there.
And also this year is like, well, right now there's also a lot of cardinal energy, the cardinal signs being Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And cardinal energy is all about initiating things, but it can also be a very hard energy. And the hard part about the energy is all the criticism, all the internal, oh, you can't do it. You should do things this way. You have to conform. This has to be like that. So that inner voice in you, especially now that we're in the month of Libra and the sun is with no aspects right now. Okay. It's at 0 degrees Libra and there are no aspects. Okay. So it's a free flying sun on its own, which is good in one sense because it's like pure solar energy coming in through Libra form. So that's like, it's a great day for channeling.
It's right on top of my moon. Right on top of my moon, my natal moon.
Yeah, but it's a great day for channeling because Libra is all about channeling in its utmost expression. So if you don't mind, I want to talk a bit about Libra now because
go for it.
People don't understand the Libra archetype very well. I've said a few things before, but in general, we associate Libra with very nice, charming, kind people who have a lovely smile, and they're so they just want to be everybody happy around them. You know, they want to have everybody happy around them. I love Libras. So sun, moon, rising, great people, but what's going on inside their mind? Inside their mind, Libra has archetypically Capricorn in the 4th house. So basically their emotions are ruled by Capricorn, their emotional world, which is very hard. It's very strict. So normally Libras, you're going to find at a young age, like that they have to undertake too many responsibilities for that age. And their inner child, their inner playful child gets like pushed aside. So for the rest of their lives, since Libra has the Libra psyche split in two. And when they're very, very young, they can have like an imaginary friend, which is like these two little voices talking inside them or just playing with your imaginary friend. Then it's this critic voice that takes the place of the imaginary friend. So then it's the playful voice and the critical voice, the angel and the demon inside the head discussing. But then Libra doesn't know how to deal with this and ends up projecting one of the two in the outer world, and needs somebody to relate with because they can't dissociate from that. So because their mind is split in two, but it is their mind, they always have to relate to somebody because they have two dialogues inside. Right?
This is just so interesting.
Yeah. So what happens is that so far we've learned because when we were babies we weren't properly nurtured and taken care of because it was impossible. And there's traumas in the ancestors, and because of that, mom couldn't take good care of you, like 100%. So what we are, even though we're adults, even though we can be in our third age or whatever, we're still looking for mommy to give us what we wanted, and 100% love, which we never got. So because of that, we think love is looking at the other person with needy eyes and expecting you to give me what I don't know that it is that I want, but I know I want something because I feel empty, and you have to give it to me. So we have on top of that, we built an idea that a romantic relationship is this: it's you looking at me. Right? And that is only the mother-child relationship.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes.
So if we look at gays, the mother-child relationship is like that, and I mean like this, right? The child-father relationship is like this. So the father looks away. That's the proper father relationship. The father looking away and the child going after the father, learning what the father is doing.
Yes.
Okay. And the romantic relationship or the relationship with a partner or with another person is side by side.
That is brilliant. Yes. And if people could understand that in that way, I think relationships would become fantastic.
So what Libra has to learn to do is understand first that their psyche is split in two. So everything is going to be in two in relationships. Or me and another, that it's the psyche that is split in two. So that means that if you are in one side and the other side, it can be another person or it can be a channel, something you're channeling. That's why, like, practically all the channelers I know have Libra energy in their chart, sun, moon, or rising, because that is the channeling sign, because you're used to being split in two. As Phil knows.
As I definitely do. As I think, should I have a Mars bar or an apple?
Yeah.
All right, I'm being funny, but I totally agree with that, because definitely about the mother relationship and the father relationship is very, very true about what you say about looking and the other one looking away. And having a relationship side by side. Now, if I said my relationship with the producer Deborah, I'd say we're side by side, absolutely side by side. If I looked at my mother, I'd think, oh God, it's like that. If I looked at my father, I go, Dad, I still want to talk to you. I still want to be communicating and discussing here with you. And I think that's so strong. There's a big energy there. Petra writes in, she says, yes, that is double trouble for me too, being a Gemini with Libra ascendant. But I'll tell you what, this is a lovely lady, I do know her, and she's absolutely brilliant. She's so funny, very funny. But with Libra ascendant here, I just think this is why myself, Deborah and Petra get on like a house on fire, because we can all see what's going on there. Yes, those three people with the splits, there's about 6 people having a conversation.
Yeah, and if you have a bit of Pisces, then if it's just, well, anyway.
But there's no limits. That's it. That means no limits.
Exactly. So to be able to really incarnate properly the Libra energy and to channel or to truly be with a conscious partner, we have to first be very clear and know who we are and be incarnated in ourselves, and then leave space in our psyche for the other person, not in our emotions, in our psyche.
Yes.
Okay, so to make space and to be centered, to allow yourself to be inhabited by two voices, your voice and the other person's voice, or the channeling voice. You need to create space for that by being grounded in you.
Now,
You see how this works?
yes, I
So
do.
it's like doing a simultaneous translation. I've tried this once before, like in the town hall, they bought these little thingies that like these little microphones and the whole set. And then I said, okay, I can do the translation. I didn't have any experience on that, so I just jumped on it because I like jumping on things. I just like doing things that I've never
That's
done
right.
before. And so I started doing the translation and I found it was fascinating. I'm bilingual, so I'm wired to do that. But it's fascinating because you're being input by somebody's voice here, and you're bringing out the same contents in a different language here. So at the same time I'm listening, I'm bringing out the words in
Yes,
another
in
language.
another
And it's
language.
fascinating because you're there, but you're not there. You're a channel at the same time. And the feeling is like, oh wow, this is so cool. So this is the Libra thing. It's you're there, but there's space for something else or somebody else to manifest. In the long run, this is like you could say telepathy. Okay,
Absolutely,
telepathy,
absolutely. And
channeling, etc.
I would say a lot of mediumship has to do with the type of telepathy, communicator of spirit, because they can give you a message which, in all honesty, comes through and it's about 2 seconds, 3 seconds long. But to discuss and bring out the message itself can sometimes take 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's interesting. One thing that's absolutely fascinating to me here, I'm not changing the subject because it's all related to this, but when you put your hand up like that, put your hand up there. Your little finger, if you notice there, Guillomar's little finger, how far spaced it is away from the other fingers. That way a bit, that way, that way, that way. That's it. That's it. Now, if you notice that little finger there, so far away, and you look at your fingers, guys, your little fingers, if you have a finger which is, and I'll just do this again, so I'll put mine a little bit extension there, and you have a little finger which is further away, your ability to express yourself and the need for self-expression is paramount. It has
I
to
don't
be.
have that need. I don't have
No,
that.
no, no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You just maybe just have partners that go yes, no, yes, no. Well, yes, no, yes. Anyway, but the ability to express and communicate, and that's the Mercury thing. It's all about Mercury communication. And if that finger is strong like that, we consider it as strong. Sometimes it can be considered as outspoken, but it's also the need to get the point across, to get the energy across from the Mercury energy there. And it's a big thing. This can either make us exceptionally attractive, or it can have, oh my God, your character is too strong, I've got to back off. Whatever it is. In this case here, it's very addictive. So there you go, just to give you
I've had a bit of everything, so it's okay.
I get that too. So we all get that. We all get that there. So it's fascinating. Right, we're coming up to just gone 11:30, and what a lovely discussion this morning. We could go on with this about 3 hours, I think. 3 hours anyway. But we're going to do a show shortly, which is coming on the 29th, which is going to be 2 hours, a 2-hour show. Wow, Tuesday 29th. That's going to be at 8 o'clock in the evening. And yes, we'll do that. In the meantime, though, let's do a bit of this. And then...
Yeah, a show with both of us.
Oh, yes, both of us. Yes. That's the Libra bit. Both of us.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, one thing that Libra does normally from when Libra gets stuck in how things should be done, because Libra comes from Virgo. And what's very important also is to realize that being Libra is not about inhabiting somebody else's mind, but inhabiting your own body and leaving space for somebody else's mind to be shared in your psyche.
Yes. And
Okay?
a lot of Libras go around their lives trying to find that person and probably have a harder time sometimes than other signs, whether you got ascendant or moon.
If you haven't come to terms with that inner voice, with that demon inside you, then you're not going to find a proper partner. So it's very important that you make amends with your inner voice and just ask that harsh part of you. What does it want? What are you afraid of? What's the matter? I'll take care of you. It's like inner child work with that aspect of you.
It's a great part of hypnotherapy is with that as well. It's called parts therapy, talking to different parts of the mind and what parts are needed, what parts, and how to get this lot to be, dare I say, friendly Friendly. Yes. How would it be to be friendly with your mind, with the different parts, all talking together, all getting on fine? Wouldn't that be
Yes.
lovely? Okay. Jojo says triple. Oh my goodness! I'm triple water, sun, moon rising, and I'm Scorpio, Libra cusps. Wow. Okay, that's a good one. Wow, amazing. And loads of people coming in here. Right. Okie dokie. So let's have a look here. Let's do a little bit of this. And guys, we've got some readings to do. You've written in and you want to discuss your charts here. So let's have a little look. In the meantime, let's just do a bit of this. Okay, so getting straight back into this here, we have got a few of you written in here. Thank you very, very much for your astrology details and things like this here. And the first person to come to is Lisa. Lisa, good morning to you. Hope you are well. Yes, I'm just looking for your details there to come up online. But yes, we are Lisa. Anyway, Lisa's written in. She's a Capricorn. I love Capricorn here, and she's a 369 in numerology. Very, very nice to see you there. Very nice, and I hope you're having a lovely day with whatever you're doing there, Lisa. And one of the questions here is future guidance. What does my future look like? Your future is orange. No, those are old terms, aren't they? Yes, but basically we've got a 369. I like this energy. I'm just tuning into you right now. In fact, time to remove the glasses. Remove the glasses and start working with you. Lisa, the first thing I want to say to you here is well, first but you got 3-6. Then it's a 3-6-9 to make this up here. And there's Lisa just there. So Lisa, the first thing I want to say to you here is you've got the first energy here, which is a 3, the lovely ability to be able to communicate with people. Lovely ability. And sometimes here that's a trait around you, which I would say is considerably magical. The 6 is interesting because one thing I'm picking up for your energy already is a sense of guilt, restriction, or something that doesn't allow you to be free. And although you can say Capricorn, okay, Saturn and everything like this, it's not because there's many Capricorns out there that have dynamic energies and very strong people. Guiomar, for example. Anyway, so, but one thing I'd like to say here is this, though, is I get this feeling with your energy and your personal year is 4. The interesting thing around you is this 3 energy wants to go and live a life out there, be fantastic. But your 4 is asking you to create what I call your own inner stability, your own inner base. That feeling about being, once you're strong within yourself, anything can happen. Anything can move out there. 4s are very good energies, especially about families. It's very much about father figures sometimes. And maybe there's a relationship with father that could have been challenging perhaps. But also here, what I say around this 4 is very much about what you need for yourself to create your stability and not from stability from other people. That's going to be the essence in this. That's going to be the energy. Oh, Guillermo's smiling. She's obviously very happy at me so far. Anyway, and also what I pick up here too with this is, but the 9 energy here is knowing what to let go of and what to harness. What to harness. That's a big thing sometimes, isn't it? Is knowing what to let go of and what to harness. And if I was to ask the spirit world about where you're going at the moment, it's about you stepping up into being the real you, or stepping into being the real you. There's an interesting energy here. I'm going to come back to the tarot shortly, but I'm going to whiz over down the road to Guiomar.
Yes, spot on, Phil. Astrologically. So Lisa has a North Node in Taurus. Going towards the stability and letting go of like dependencies and codependencies and all this stuff. As a Capricorn, it has to do with this year. It's Capricorns. We're living a huge shift in identity. So coming into the real you, and the North Node is in Taurus, but the South Node is in Saturn. Is a conjunct to Saturn in Scorpio.
Okay.
So Saturn in Scorpio is pulling back. on that North Node and Taurus that wants to do its own thing. So, but with Saturn, it's about like a Saturn in Scorpio is somebody who has big issues with vulnerability. They're very scared of being vulnerable. And Saturn, you spend a lot of time where Saturn is. So it's a lot of time in Scorpio issues, which has to do with traumas and traumatic pasts. So one wants to protect oneself from that trauma, but at the same time, there's a part of that is that like the comfort zone. So there's still a stuckness to trauma because that Saturn is in the south with the South Node in Scorpio, and the Pluto Sun also has like issues with all that, and the Moon is doing a trine to Saturn and sextile to the node. It's in Pisces. So Pisces is about cleaning up. So there's a big tendency to just clean up and stay in these like childish, like some other child relationships with partners. Like the Pisces moon tends to take care of people. They attract people who are wounded, who have issues, and in this case with traumas, because they reflect your ancestral past. And then once they get fixed, they leave you, for example, or you leave them, because it's always going into that child-mother relationship. And this is what you have to let go of, because in the long run, Pisces is about letting go, not about getting stuck in cleaning and healing the past. So be careful with that. Learn to let go of traumatic past. Don't think about it. We don't have to process things in that way, because also what's making you get stuck a bit is that, so you have this very codependent part, then you have the Sun Neptune and Sun Moon, and what else was there? There's like aspects that indicate that there's a part of you that and also the Lilith Mercury, that has a lot of, and Lilith Sagittarius, imagination, a lot of openness. So when one is very open, one can be very ungrounded too. And then one has a tendency to cling on to people. But when you do, you get stuck with old traumatic stuff. So you have to let go of that to feel free. Also, Lilith in Aries says, in past lives, you've been incarcerated or closed up, and you want to break free from that.
That's interesting.
Basically, breaking free from the soul cage of guilt, because guilt is what's keeping you connected to people who don't serve you anymore.
That's what I would say, definitely about Saturn in Scorpio, the guilt.
Yes.
Yes, the guilt about family, guilt about father, whatever guilt pattern there is.
Guilt and trying to serve traumatic pasts and past, how do you say pactos in English? Like past life agreements of
past life contracts, past life.
Yes, that's it. Past life contracts of I have to be here, I have to do this, I have to serve, I have to be guilty for this because somebody did something wrong in the past. So 3 generations later, here I am, just being faithful to that pattern. No, it's like, no, let go. Yeah. Just let go. Yeah. Don't even think about it.
Well, this is very interesting. Lisa, I hope you enjoyed this. First card pick up here, the Queen of Swords.
I can't see it.
Queen of Swords.
It's out of focus.
Yes.
There.
Yes, there's Queen of Swords. I know, it's a lady. There are. If I try to get close to the camera for you, there's a lady there. And I love this card. I love this card because it shows here, on one sense here, you've got no choice but to really be yourself and take your power back. The Queen of Swords is air sign, but it's air, it's inspiration. You're looking at what the element of air, what you're looking for is to understand and to feel, listen within, listen to your real true self. The other cards here are interesting because there you're letting go of old traumas, and you've got the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Swords. Would you understand what I said here, that really, to be perfectly honest here, what you let go of is probably good. But what you're doing here is you're worrying what you let go of, which wasn't good. It wasn't good. So this card here, Temperance, which came out, Temperance. I love this card.
Me too.
The way I look at Temperance here is the first part of the word is temper, but reverse the word, patience. Patience. I love this card because one of the things I like about it is to play the long game. So when it's reversed, you're thinking, I've got to change my life now. What do I do? But we're not learning how to adapt to be ourselves. And this card here just says, The way you're going to find yourself is by giving yourself peace, time, and a lot of self-love, and you'll start feeling all this energy. It'd be terrific. Yeah. Okay. Hope it helps you, Lisa. Thank you very much indeed. Right. Okay. We're now going to nip down the road and let's go and have a word with Petra. Petra, you wrote in here, and let's just go and pop my glasses on here. I can't see a diddly thing without these. Anyway, let's go and have a little word with Petra, and let's see what she's up to here. She has written in, she said, how do I start working with the universe more? That's what Petra wants to know. She's saying this because she's having a few issues out there because she's seeing everything is coming together. She's feeling everything is on the right path there. I'm just about to get her details any second now. There she is. There she is. There she is. Yes, Petra. She was saying here, oh yes, she was saying earlier on, oh yes, I see the problem here is very much about this Gemini rising and, sorry, being a Gemini with, there she is, there, good. Right. Interesting here because you're a 33-6. Love this. Well, in each case here, you're a master anyway, so you're asking questions which you sort of know already. And because the universe is responding to you. The universe is responding to you because the way it's going to start working now is going to be very, very interesting indeed. And Petra, I'd say to you, how do I start working with the universe? I keep finding white feathers, she says here. Synchronicity of clocks, for instance, 11:11, and hard to focus being a Gemini. Any suggestions? Well, I can understand that, especially so much air. She's like air blowing everywhere. But it's this 6 though, this 33-6. The 6 is about duty, responsibilities, and everything you're doing to everybody else out there to keep them in alignment. It's like you're the commander of the troops, but you're focusing on the troops more rather than actually focusing on being the commander. And what I say with this too, but the 33 energy is brilliant because this is about 11s, 22s and 33s have got terrific energies, which case they've got a life path down here which has to have a spiritual side to it. Your personal year is a 189. Now, that is very interesting because the 1 is asking you to step forwards. The 1 is asking you to step forwards. The 8 with you, very interesting energy, is an energy which is asking you to be in your self-power and your self-power to become stronger, to listen, to believe, to feel, and to experience this. And actually say here, just start doing what you want to do rather than thinking about it. Because your Gemini, although you give him a great idea here, this is the giveaway with you, if I can put it this way, dare put it this way, is that it's hard to focus being a Gemini. No, is you're not focusing. You're focusing on everything else other than what you want to go and do. So that's the bit I'd say here. That's the bit of the giveaway. And so my thing to you is use this 189, this year, the 189, fantastic. And the 1, identifying yourself, you can do this. The 8, bringing forward your power to say, I'm going to work with this now. I'm going to do it now. And the other part of your energy here is your natural 33. Well, you're connected. Just start doing it. And we'll have a chat at some point. You're going, ooh, let's zip
No, I agree.
Oh,
so
good.
the thing is, Petra, not only your sun in Gemini, but Mars is in Gemini and has no aspects, which means a planet with no aspects is like havoc. It just goes by its own self. So basically, it's a lot of mental energy, and the sun is in opposition to the moon, Neptune, and Sagittarius, which is what gives you the broader mind, which is what allows you to reach further or to that spiritual mind. So that sun is pulling back on it. Basically, like you were saying, no, you can't concentrate with that sun and with that Mars without any aspects in Gemini. So trying to access the expansion of the mind through the mind is the wrong way to go. It's not through the mind. So North Node in Leo, and it has a semi-sextile to Mercury in Cancer and a sextile to the conjunction of Saturn-Jupiter. Lisa also had a Saturn-Jupiter aspect. It wasn't a conjunction, but it had, I think it was a trine. So Saturn-Jupiter has a lot to do with training, mastering, and it also can be like lack of faith. So Saturn can crunch Jupiter, and the Moon in Neptune conjunct in Sagittarius like wants to be happy. I want to fly. I want to be free. I want my mind to be free, and I feel good this way. And it's like nope, 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 nope. Because if you do that, you're just gonna fly off. So basically, Saturn conjunct Jupiter saying, which is in Libra, by the way, is saying, no, we gotta master this.
Yeah.
You gotta master this. You have to be like, don't worry about losing faith, because a moon in Sagittarius is like really scared of not having something to believe in. It's like, I have to believe in something, whatever it is. Oh, Mary Poppins, the Three Kings, whatever, Santa Claus, whatever. It's like, I have to believe in something, especially with the Neptune there. So it's like, no. Forget about believing, forget about the mind. It's about the body, and it's about expressing yourself through the body, Chiron and Taurus, in a creative fashion, North Node and Libra. And ideally, with that Saturn Jupiter conjunction in Libra, I would say, and Mercury Cancer with the North Node, singing. So train your voice to sing. Use your mind to focus on the voice, how the voice reverberates through your body, and bring that through. It's not through the mind, it's through the body and expressing yourself. I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay, this is so interesting because she's quite humorous. She says here, oh, I'm just going to grab it by the balls then. Fantastic, I love this. Let's have a little bit of I like that. Very, very nice. And then she says, but when I went through the heart, I always was told you stop being Mother Teresa. Absolutely.
That's not going through the heart. So being Mother Teresa is going through the mind.
Yep.
Because it's seeing like, oh, other people are worse than I am. I'm going to take care of them. That's Gemini seeing people better and worse. That's the mind. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about expressing your authentic self through the heart. It's being connected through what you really feel, what you really want. What Phil said at the beginning of the show, when you're in coherence, and to be singing is actually very good for getting into coherence, because if you can sing like the right notes of things, then automatically you are in coherence. So it's using the mind to train the voice to express yourself through the heart in a creative fashion. Ideally singing or sound.
I like that. I do like that. And one of the things I say, Petra, with so much, with Libra stuff there, the moon was in Pisces, wasn't it?
Petra has the moon in Sag.
Sag, right. Okay, so it's fire. Okay. But even so, though, what I say with this here is to Petra, is being Mother Teresa is like you're going to people. No. People need to come to you. But then there's an air. There's an air of independence you'd have to say here, this is me, this is you. I'm giving this out. It's up to you what you do with it. It's up to you what you do. Whether you're singing, whether you're healing through sound, making all sorts of noise there, but be absolutely fabulous. And because that then will work wonderfully. However, your Six of Cups here is like, but I want to make everyone happy. No, you never, in this job, you'll never make everyone happy. Because some people are going to go away feeling very sour-faced. But in the reality here, that's not going to work. In reality here is people, you're sometimes telling things to people they don't want to hear, but they need to hear. And then you're going to get sentimental about it, thinking, oh dear, I've upset them. Now what am I going to do? It's not for you. If you've given out your truth through your heart, where you're going. And that's what worries you. That's what worries you, because you've got the Hermit reversed. You've got the Four Cups reversed, thinking, how am I going to go about this without doing this here? Your Queen of Rods is reversed. What's it? That's it. Queen of Rods reversed. It's not giving yourself the confidence or the is searching this, and we need to have a conversation about this. The conversation to help you with this, because this is about you not having a confidence in feeling how you're going to do it. It's you're already knocking yourself down before you even start.
Yeah, and it's also about understanding, like with all that Sag and Gemini, you probably want to feel good all the time. It's about learning to hold other notes. Some feel good, some don't. When you emit notes that are lower in frequency, they might not feel as good as notes that are higher in frequency. What is he saying?
She says, that is indeed what I do not master singing. Does electric guitar count? Yeah, with that.
Do you sing?
Yes, it's interesting saying here about singing, but it doesn't. It's sometimes, but it is using a voice, though, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes. It's using the voice and feeling the tones through the body.
Oh, beautiful. Best way to do this. And I think is sometimes when you're resonating with people like that. So even this is using your own voice for meditation to people to listen to you because you're expressing it. And when, singing is a lovely energy, but energy with using it through guided meditation is also just as lovely. As soon as you start using your voice in a nice, calm fashion, it's just as nice as hearing about singing. You'll just relax. You'll just let go. You'll just unwind.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's put it there. Anyway, how we doing time? Right, okay, let's go and pop down the road and go and have a nice chat with a lady called Maria.
Marie. Another Gemini.
Another Gemini. There she is. Okay, right. We've got, she's 1975, she's 3811, and also on a life path 11. Yes, right. Just come back at this. Petra says, yes, I understand. As a child, I was so shy, it took me years to learn to speak up. Yep. Yeah. So, yes, keep going. Keep on going. Right. Now, let's see here. When will I be reunited with my love? Will I be reunited with my love very soon? Not very soon here. So, first of all, I want to look at, let's look at your numbers here. You're an 11. This is extraordinary. And you're also in an 11 year. Yeah. Now, this is even more interesting because this energy is about mastering and healing. And there's lots of things that will be going on around you at the moment. Now, one thing I like to say here is there's a lot that's going to go on. I know your question here is about love and relationships, but there's a lot that's going to go on around you over the next few months or so that you're going to start working with, which I feel you'll get on top of or you'll clear. You'll clear out the way. Really pick up. It's enormous energy here. And it's going to make you look at things more beautifully, happily. And I think it's, if I say here to say when am I going to meet him, there's this bit before I say here which you're going to work on, which I think you're going to thoroughly enjoy. Your 11 this year is about mastery and healing. Mastery is a big word here. Mastery is mastering yourself. 11 is about the healing you're going to start doing. And I also would look at this to say, yes, because in your natural numbers here, you're a 3-8. The 3 wants to communicate with everybody and make everybody happy. The 8 is power. What you don't want to do is make the 3 more powerful than the 8. If the 3 becomes more powerful than the 8, then you're listening too much to what other people are saying back to you and you're not helping yourself. Your 8 needs to be power to say, if people like me, that's great. If I don't, so what? But I like to communicate with people. There's a two-way street here, and it's identifying which way the two-way street works with you. Importantly, it's that 8 in yours, which when it's mastered and is strong, you are in an amazing place. Amazing place. You're as tall as a mountain. The 3 is about communicating with people, but not letting those people penetrate your 8 energy. Interesting energy here. Yes, loads of spirits around you as well at the minute. Yes, loads of healing going on for you. Loads of it, but in a very, very good way. Loving way. Very loving way. And sometimes here's just before I pass over Guiomar, she's itching now. I can tell she says, when's it my time? When's it my time? Just before she comes over here, I would like to say to you that I've got this gentleman here who's with me as well. Very, very nice man. Be stepping forwards for you. And if I had time, I'd get more details about him. But I just want to hand over to Guiomar any second. And this guy is so interesting because he's saying to me here, you are going to love yourself so much by the healing on yourself that you'll do and the self-discovery. It's a beautiful time. Enjoy that.
Yeah, so Maria. So Maria has also a North Node in Sag, and she has 3 planets, so Sun, Mercury, and Moon in Gemini. Not in opposition, but the 3 in Gemini. So again, we have all this mental energy. In this time, it's more focused on relationships.
Yep.
And when we have a moon in Gemini and with Mercury, it can be a moon that is very much attuned to everybody and has great ability to communicate.
Yep.
But the problem is, by default, this moon tends to dissociate because it has a forceful mother. So the forceful mother sort of like pushes you out of you. And instead of being you and you let your mom inhabit you because she's very scared or has a lot of issues or is like running away from. It seems like a mother that's running away from everything, no? And that means it's difficult to really be in you. And what that does to the Gemini energy is that then your mind is not yours. It's somebody else. It's the collective's mind. So your ideas are not truly yours when you do have the ability to have your own ideas as a Gemini, but they're not yours because you're pushed out of your body. So then on the other hand, we have this, you have a Pluto Venus, which makes you very codependent, which is, okay, I'm okay with being pushed out of my body because I feel like I'm clinging on to somebody. But then you have Jupiter conjunct Mars in Aries, which says, no, you want to do your own thing. So you can get very frustrated and angry by not owning your own ideas. So it's about really owning your thoughts, owning your individuality, and following your gut instincts. You have the North Node of Sag says, just whatever it feels right to you at that moment, just go for it. And if you doubt, forget about your doubts. Whatever you chose to begin with, that's the good thing. And that way you can be ahead, and that way you won't be invaded by others. So it's important you be loyal to yourself and to your instincts to always be ahead of others' opinions.
I love that. Don't let people empower your 8. It's a powerful 8. You own it yourself. You are mighty. Mighty Maria. Good. Okay, right. We've come to the end of the show. We've come to the end of the show here. In fact, just before we go here, Maria, just looking at your cards there, just see what's coming up for you and how to relate to this about family. And I would just like to say to your relationship, which is your question there. Your cards have come up here. I'll tell you what, you're going to be very happy. Exceptionally happy. You got the world card here. You're going to be exceptionally happy in your relationships. Keep talking. It's just going to get stronger. It's just you two are going to be connected. It's just going to get better. But in the meantime, now focus on that 3 and 8 in your energy. Don't let people invade you. Great. Okay, we'll be back next Wednesday at the usual time. We'll be coming back at 11 o'clock Spain time, 10 o'clock UK. Thank you for everybody who's joined us this morning. It's been absolutely wonderful. All your questions and people joining in. Guiomar, what can I say? It's always absolutely fantastic joining you on the show and having such an inspirational show. Really is. It's so engaging and thought-provoking. I think that is one of the big questions I think I'd have here. And yes, I'm glad you talked about Libra. It's all about me. It's all about Deborah. And actually probably a little bit about you. But there we go. And all you other Librans out there, all you other Capricorns. And I'm back on Sunday, which is 7 o'clock Spain time, 6 o'clock UK. Lovely seeing you guys. Have a wonderful week. And may do a pop-up sometime. You never know. But in the meantime, now, thank you so much. Guiomar, have a lovely day. Speak to you soon, and you take care.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, everybody. Had a great time. Bye.